Hi, my name is Alinda Quinn, and I'm a trauma survivor. As a result, there have been many moments in my life where I didn't believe that healing could be possible. However, today I am in recovery, and as a certified trauma recovery coach myself, I now have the chance to create safe spaces for others to come and have their own kind of healing. What I'd like to leave you with today is that I care about you, I see you, I hear you, and you matter. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Project Love. Today we have Alinda Quinn with a Sacred Space Trauma Recovery Coaching. Hi, Alinda.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm actually doing great. It's a great day. Looking forward to the weekend. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. I got a few questions for you today.
Okay.
What is a trauma coach, and what led you to this profession?
Well, I'm a trauma coach. We call it a trauma recovery coach, and I am what's called a certified trauma recovery coach. Mm-hmm. And they are really similar to things that a life coach would do, as well as very similar to therapy. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they're very different from both. So we offer very different things. And the main thing that would differentiate us is that we do come from a trauma-informed place, first and foremost, always. Always. We look at everything through a trauma lens. We look at every interaction and everything that is said to us and every behavior that we see. We look through the lens of what does this have to do potentially with trauma. So in that way, we're different. And another way that we're different that I'm very proud of with my profession is that everything is client-led, which means, if Joe Johnson comes in to see me, I make sure he understands that it is the Joe Johnson show, all hour, every hour, that the client will lead where we go. And we do provide some boundaries because we're trained to understand safety issues and our intuition kind of tells us when things might be getting a little over escalated, but that we follow their lead. We don't set goals for them. We encourage them to set their own goals, and we check in with them. We don't keep score. It's not that kind of thing. So it's a much gentler, slower approach, but everything is through the lens of this person has been traumatized. How do we best get down to those things in a way that feels really safe and really honorable and respectful?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do
you
people...
Yeah, I do. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
That's all right. How do people in need find you? How do they reach out to you for help?
Well, there's a variety of ways. I've been really excited because so far, as my client base has grown, it has been almost completely word of mouth, which is wonderful. But, of course, I believe I need more than that. But the best way to find me is that I can give you a phone number and website.
Okay.
I don't know if you already have that, but the best way would be to go to my website, which is sacredspacetraumarecovery.com.
Okay. Can you repeat that one more time?
Yes, I surely can. sacredspacetraumarecovery.com.
Okay.
And space is a word. I'm not saying sacred and then space.
Okay.
Sacredspacetraumarecovery.com. That is my website, which would give you the most everything you need to know. If you wanted to email me there, you would just add Alinda at sacredspacetraumarecovery.com. You could call me at 469-679-7180. That's 469-679-7180.
Perfect.
Or you can find me on Facebook, and I would be at Sacred Space Trauma Coach. That's
Okay.
at Sacred Space Trauma Coach on Facebook.
Okay, good. All right, then tell me, what's a typical day life in the life of Alinda?
I have worked. I have done contract work and worked for myself for a few years now. So one of the beautiful things about that is that in many ways it can look like I want it to look. Probably more accurate is it can look a variety of ways. Sometimes the way I want, sometimes sometimes not. But primarily, I'm a morning person. I love to get up. I love to start my day with self-care, whatever that is, whether it's my cup of favorite tea. I love to listen to cello music is very relaxing to me, so I like to start by just loving on myself a little bit, just like I would tell my clients to do. And then as the world starts to wake up, would be when I would start reaching out to clients and getting information I needed, following up on anyone who had questions, doing a little bit of paperwork. And usually by 9 or 10, I have clients scheduled. And so I have clients for about an hour. I make sure that I take at least a 30-minute break between each client to honor myself and to honor them. I want each client to know that they are a special piece of my day reserved just for them, and that they're not getting blended in with all the other things. And so I try to take that approach. And I just build in some fun things that I like. I build in self-care. I'm in therapy myself twice a week. And I wouldn't have it any other way. This is not the place for me to work out my stuff. In my therapist office is where I work out my stuff, so I can come to the table feeling healthy and feeling strong. And I just make sure that I have plenty of activities that fill my cup, so that I have a lot to give. And then I also am a writer, so I do definitely take time to write on a regular basis because I find it very healing and clarifying for myself. So my days are spent doing those things. It's not always a specific schedule, but those are the things that happen pretty much every day in my life.
So apparently you wear several different hats. So how many hats do you wear in a day besides a writer, a recovery coach?
Well, I also work with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I volunteer with them. They're a really important organization to me. And I actually do some work with them as an advocate where I talk to local or even state government officials about the epidemic of suicide and how important it is that we have governmental support and funding to keep fighting and getting those rates down. So I do some of that as well. I'm a mom of 3 grown kids, and they, besides the work I do with my clients, they are my greatest joy. Absolutely. And they're all grown now. So my youngest is about to go off to college. I'm active in my church. I'm active in my community. My friendships are a priority to me. So you would see me wearing the friend hat a lot because connection is where the healing happens, in my opinion. So I maintain strong, healthy relationships.
Wow. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I could talk about what I do forever and ever and ever. So that the most important things that I would want you to know is there are actually a couple of programs that I'm getting ready to start. If you go to my website, there's information about both. Or if you're not terribly tech savvy, you are forgiven, and you can just pick up the phone and call me. Both programs I'm really proud of. One is called Understanding Narcissistic Abuse, and it's going to be an extended series with 6 weeks modules geared at really starting from the basics of what really is narcissism, because there's a lot of confusion about what it is. And so the first 6-week module is a course, and I will take up to 10 people in a course, and we will start with the basics of what is narcissism, what does it look like, what does it not look like, and that will be the first 6 weeks. And then we'll take a few weeks off in between, and the next 6 weeks we'll cover something, and we'll get deeper and deeper. And that will start in mid-August. It's on my website, or you can call me. And the other item that I'm really proud of, as I've talked about it, I've been really surprised at the positive response, and that is a project called, well, I can't remember the name of it, of course, now that I'm on video. It's Connect and Heal. Connect. Did you write it down? Thank you. It's called Connect and Heal. And I've gotten such positive response. It's been surprising. But the last Sunday of every August in the evening, I will be hosting an event, a free event, 100% free event. And every other month it will rotate. It will either be in my office space, or it will be a virtual thing, so that I can accommodate as many as I can. And it is just going to be a space to come and meet new people and talk. And when we do it in person, we'll also have food. And we're just going to start and see what happens the first time and build it together. I'm all about doing things organically, but I know that one of our epidemics right now that we don't talk about enough is loneliness. And also right now among mental health professionals, we have a real concern about what's called re-entry anxiety, in that people are learning to not be afraid of COVID, and it's not as simple as just flipping that switch. We've learned to be cautious and careful, and that sometimes makes it difficult for people to connect. And like I said, connection is where the healing happens. And so I just want to provide some opportunities where it's safe. I'm there, and I can manage the situation and be there as a helper, and have some other people there as additional helpers who understand when they see maybe some emotional dysregulation or some fears or anxiety going on, to just be there to make it safe. But other than that, there's really not going to be a lot of rules. It's free. I just want people to come and just have a couple of hours with other people and not be alone, at least for those 2 hours every month. So that will be starting at the end of August, and it will be the last Sunday of every month.
Wow.
So I'm very proud of those. Absolutely. And
you should be proud. That's a lot. Very proud. Well, thank you for joining us today. And if anyone needs to get in touch with Alinda, you can see that her website is scrolling at the bottom. Please feel free to reach out and connect with her.
Absolutely. And is it okay if I add that if you reach out to me in the coming days and after this airs, if you would mention that you saw me on this show, then I will be able to offer you a 10% discount on your first 3 months of services with me. And so please feel free to mention that so you can get your 10% discount. And I always offer a 45-minute free discovery session for everybody who's interested in services, just so you can ask questions and make sure that I'm the right person to meet your needs.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the discount to our viewers, and thank you for coming on today. And that's it for today.
Much.
You're welcome. And that's it for today's Project Love.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.